If you're interested in what CrossFit can do for you, you're not alone. And if you are already doing CrossFit, an active CrossFitter, you're also not alone. In this fourth episode of the series, we're going to reveal 5 more very famous people that are also actively CrossFitting. If you want to learn which famous celebrities are doing CrossFit alongside you, tune in and take notes.
Welcome to the CrossFit Edwardsville Community Podcast, where we hear and learn from our coaches, CrossFitters, and Glen Ed community leaders. Now, here are your hosts, Dallas and Greg.
So in the early 2000s and really in the 2010s, CrossFit took off nationwide from coast to coast, West Coast to East Coast, and not just here in North America, but across the world. CrossFit took off as just a more exciting, more effective way of doing fitness, of seeing meaningful change in how you look, how you feel, how you perform. If you want it to be not just look good, but also have that functional fitness, the real life applicable fitness that made you good at life, good at sports, good at combat, CrossFit became very obviously a real go-to way of achieving that level of elite fitness. In fact, the early tagline of CrossFit corporately was forging elite fitness. And the word got around that it was a more exciting, more effective way to exercise. In today's episode, we're going to reveal 5 more very famous people that found their way into CrossFit as a way of doing their best, being their best, performing at their best, oftentimes on the silver screen where thousands or even millions of people would see their fitness on display. So let's get right into it. Perhaps the most famous person of all who does CrossFit. And actually, I'll do these in reverse order. We'll do a 5-to-1 list. Let's start with number 5, Kelly Clarkson. Kelly Clarkson became famous when she won the original American Idol back in 2002. And then since that time, she's become very famous for being a body positivity person, as well as the kind of person who cranks out lots and lots of hits that make the charts in the pop music world. But she maintains a baseline level of fitness by doing CrossFit. Number 5 on our list, Kelly Clarkson, a famous CrossFitter. Let's go to number 4, Malin Akerman. If that name sounds familiar, it's because she's an actress, actually born in Stockholm, Sweden. She's been a famous actress, gotten known for her roles in the movie Watchmen, The Final Girls, Rock of Ages, The Heartbreak Kid. I first saw her in Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle all the way back in 2004. But since that time, she's been in tons of movies like Friendsgiving, Slayers, Donor Party, Christmas Classic. She's a famous actress, and she is also a CrossFitter. So, number 4 on our list, Malin Akerman. Let's see. Let's go to the next, number 3 on our list. And we're working our way up through higher and higher heights of fame and recognizability. And it's all guys, star dudes from the rest of our chart here. Number 3 is Channing Tatum. If you know who this is, you probably know him from his roles in the movies like Magic Mike, where this guy, he doesn't just look amazing, he has an actual high level of fitness to be able to be a pretty elite professional dancer. Has very impressive abs. Channing Tatum was also in the movie Deadpool and Wolverine, Magic Mike's Last Dance, 21 Jump Street, a couple different ones actually. So top tier, very, very fit dude, very recognizable A-list celebrity. Channing Tatum is number 3 on our list of famous CrossFitters. Let's go to number 2, Jason Statham. If you know this name, maybe like me, you first became aware of him because he was almost like a real life superhero, the kind of guy who didn't just have a really functional really fantastic physique, but also had what seems like real life superhero skills. Like if you know the the stunt known as being an American, as being a human flag. I've seen Jason Statham do that, and I remember reading about him in the muscle magazines back in the day when he was just becoming an action star. Well, Jason Statham also includes CrossFit workouts as a part of his strength and conditioning program. You might know Jason Statham from his roles in the movies Crank, Furious 7, The Meg, Spy, The Expendables, etc., etc., etc. He's been in more movies than I can count as pretty much an on-screen, real-life superhero. Fun fact, and you may know this, but he was actually a diver on the British national diving team, finished 12th in the World Championships back in 1992. Even then, he had to have a high level of fitness to perform at an elite level. Now, fast forward to now, as a famous actor, he uses CrossFit as a way of maintaining that high level of fitness so that he can be very believable on screen when he's kicking butt and taking names. Number 2 on our top 5 list for today is Jason Statham. Let's go to number 1. Perhaps the most famous of all people that do CrossFit. Number 1, Brad Pitt. This is not a name that really needs introduction. You probably have known Brad Pitt on the silver screen for a long time, whether it's Fight Club, the movie Seven, Moneyball, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I mean, you name it. This guy has topped the charts in all of the movie things. He's an incredibly good-looking dude and in incredibly good shape, and it's therefore not a surprise that a top-level performer such as him would find his way to a top-tier program like CrossFit to be in his absolute best shape, not just looking the part, but also having that physicality that it takes to carry the role of Tyler Durden in the movie Fight Club. He's in legitimately good shape, not just pretend good shape, but legitimately good shape, which is why it's so believable to watch him in all these kick butt roles on screen. Number 1 on our list, Brad Pitt. So to recap, for today, 5 more famous people that do CrossFit. Number 5, Kelly Clarkson. Number 4, Malin Akerman. Number 3, Channing Tatum. Number 2, Jason Statham. Number 1, Brad Pitt. Now, all that's nice. It's good to know we're in good company. But if you're not currently a CrossFitter, you may want to learn more about what CrossFit can do for you in your real life, your life not being an A-list star, not having all day to get in shape for a role. You're juggling family, you're juggling your spouse, your kids, a job, real responsibilities. If that is the case for you, like me, CrossFit needs to be a way for you to get in shape, really, really good shape, really fast, and not waste any time, because you can't spend hours and hours at the gym. You need your time to be effective. If that's the case, what you need to do is Google CrossFit Edwardsville. That's us. Google CrossFit Edwardsville. Read our Google reviews. We have 1,000 of them. Read those from real people that have real lives and really use CrossFit to achieve really spectacular results, to absolutely be at their best, look their best, feel their best, perform their best. Google us, read our Google reviews, find us on all the socials at CrossFit Edwardsville. When you're ready, book a no-sweat conversation with one of our coaches at CrossFitEdwardsville.com. It's free, costs you nothing. You can learn about how CrossFit can be of service to you. And what does your onboarding, what does your start with CrossFit look like for you uniquely and specifically? We look forward to meeting you. For now, we thank you for the gift of your time and your attention. We will see you guys in the next episode of the podcast. Coach G, out.